concert band. These guys have had a lot of growth since our fall concert. Our fall concert was roughly October 30th, and they've had about 5 weeks to put together this program, both them and Symphonic Winds. And this program was I picked out specifically for this group to kind of gauge to see where they'd be in January, and to kind of make maybe some big decisions on music selection and all that goes for LGPE. We're going to play 3 pieces. We're going to play a march called Spagna, and we're going to do a really neat piece called a festive holiday celebration that's a mashup of Christmas carols and Hanukkah music that you hear around this time of year. And then we're going to close with a really cool piece. I think it's all of our favorites. It's called Santa de Barbarian, the Snowpocalypse. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Loganville High School Concert Band. Before we play our final piece with this band, so this piece is what we call a programmatic work. What that means is it tells a story, and a lot of times with these programmatic works, you're left to interpret the story. It's based off a poem or a book or any kind of other media besides music. The composer for this, he actually wrote a story, and this is actually the third piece of this storyline of Santa the Barbarian. And so you're going to hear lots of weird mashups of some traditional holiday carols, and it's going to sound kind of dark and eerie. And the premise of the story is that springtime and everything is coming, and everything's happy, everything's waking up, and that makes Santa the Barbarian mad, and he wants it to be an eternal winter. So you're going to hear lots of interesting stuff. You're going to hear some weird sound effects. You're going to hear some chanting. It's going to sound cultish. It's all good. Okay? So our guest narrator I'm real excited about our guest narrator for this one. When I was thinking of getting one of our faculty members to read the story, I was like, I think she would do a great job with this. Please welcome Miss Christina Hobbs, our art teacher, up here on the stage.
world was now green, for spring had arrived, and everywhere flora and fauna now thrived. Winter eternal was what he had planned, for the blizzard and storms were his to command. So he gathered his reindeer, he gathered his ships. Now comes Santa the barbarian and the snow apocalypse. And blitz them from spring into summer and finally to fall. Now smash away, smash away, smash away all.
Our next group, this is our symphonic winds. Most of these students are juniors and seniors in our program, and we're very fortunate that we're a program of such size that when I was first here, this was the whole band program on what was on stage. Now, not only we can't fit every single kid that's enrolled that's in the band program on stage, but we have to split into two ensembles, which is a great problem to have. So before we begin, I want to recognize some of these students. We recently had over 20 kids audition for District Honor Band and All-State Honor Band, and I want to recognize our students that are going on to District Honor Band. Can y'all stand up for me? Those people, Avery. There you go. Yeah. Brandon Morgan. Brandon. Okay. There you go, Brandon. Okay, Declan Thomas. Dane Warren, who is not here, he's in our 11-12 honor band. He's the principal percussionist of that group. And last but not least, I am forgetting someone. I know there's Bevan. Where is Bevan? So 4 of these individuals will continue on to the second round, which is they audition against people throughout the state of Georgia next January. So they'll have roughly 3 weeks to get ready for that. So looking forward to those results and good luck to them. We're going to play 3 pieces as well for this group. We're going to play Over the Sparkling Sea, which is a nice little maritime march. We're going to play a piece called Rekudim. It's an older piece. It's based off Israeli dances. And then we're going to close off our concert with "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" with someone telling the story of us playing. So let's give another round of applause for the symphonic winds. Oh, I need to recognize somebody right quick. We have a soloist, Amelia. That is an old school piece. That was written in the year I was born, and I studied that back in undergrad and fell in love with it, and never had played it, never conducted it until this group. And it's like a bucket list piece of one of my favorites. So I hope you guys like that. It's a cool old school piece. Before we play our last piece, I just want to thank you guys for coming here tonight. Before we play our final piece, we have another guest narrator that's going to read the story. "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." It's been a hot minute, I know, for me that I've heard the story, and so this is kind of a wacky piece. You're going to hear everything from traditional holiday tunes to some Broadway to some jazz. You're going to hear some weird things. You may hear some coughing from time to time. It's just a lot of weird stuff. It's a great little piece. So I'm going to introduce our guest narrator. Please welcome to the stage Dr. Davis. This is one of our assistant principals. He's got the red Georgia pants on. I can appreciate that too. So.
Thanks, Dr. Brandon. I promised them I wouldn't sing during this, so you guys are here for a treat because you're just going to hear the band. Give it up for Dr. Brandon, our ready teacher of the year at local high school. Give it up for this band. All right, let's do it. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimneys with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. A Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When, what to my wondering eyes should appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof that prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney, he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."